Are you and your partner struggling to maintain a satisfying sex life? Feel like you're constantly having the same looping conversations about sex every month, wondering why it doesn't feel like the beginning, or lacking motivation to spend time in the bedroom? If so, you're not alone. I'm Hannah Deindorfer, the Libido Fairy, and I'm here to share the most common sexual challenges that couples face that I've seen over and over again in the 1,500 women that I've worked with over the last few years. And I'm going to share some simple tools to overcome them. So in this video, you're going to learn the number one mistake that's killing your intimacy and how to fix it, the 3-step strategy to get on the same page when your desire for sex doesn't match, and the must-have ritual that will reignite passion and excitement in less than 5 minutes. So whether you're newly coupled up or you've been together for years, these insights are going to help your sex life tremendously. So get ready to take some notes because this video might be the most important video you watch all year. So let's get into it. The first big issue that so many couples face when it comes to sex is communication breakdowns. And that might sound obvious, but without openly talking about your sexual needs and desires and boundaries, it's easy for misunderstandings to arise that can breed resentment over time. The number one mistake that's coming in between you and your partner is unbelievably easy to make, and it's so sneaky, and that is making assumptions about your partner's feelings, needs, desires, and preferences. I know that I'm not the only one whose partner says something one time or reacts negatively one time to something and it lodges inside of my brain forever and influences what I say and do. Or you have one tough conversation and then you avoid talking about that subject forever because you assume your partner hates it. Here's how to overcome this. Schedule a weekly relationship check-in with your partner. Set aside 30 minutes every week to discuss what's going well in your relationship, what you appreciate about your partner, what you both need for the week ahead, and clearing out any stories or assumptions that you have made about them over the last week. My check-in questions that me and my partner use every week are these. What do you want to acknowledge me for this week? What do you appreciate me for this week? What stories do you have that need to be cleared up this week? Is there anything unsaid between us? What needs do you have that aren't getting met that I can do something about? And what are you committed to this week? Finally, we always ask this question, which helps our relationship so much, and that is, how can we prioritize our relationship this week? I swear these questions are ultimately what keeps my relationship completely free of any resentments, bitterness, or unspoken expectations. The next common struggle that couples have when it comes to sex is mismatched libidos. Surprise, it's totally normal for couples to have different levels of sexual desire. But when that imbalance becomes consistent, it can create a lot of tension and frustration. A common pattern that comes out of this is the pursue-withdraw cycle. The person who wants sex more comes on hard and heavy and fast to the person who wants sex less. And then the person who wants sex less feels pressure, wants sex less, and withdraws. Often they start to feel guilty, like they're a bad partner, and then they want sex even less, but they force themselves to do it anyway to please their higher libido partner. And then this negative association with sex makes them withdraw even more, and the pursuer partner becomes even more anxious and chases harder. This leaves the higher desire partner feeling like they're too much, and the lower desire partner feeling like they're not enough. Really fucking hard on a relationship. So there's 3 things that you need to break out of that cycle if you're stuck in it. Number 1, commitment to more affection and building emotional intimacy in the relationship without pressure, without expectation. All of that has to go. Number 2, the partner who wants sex less needs to actually get curious about what would make sex more pleasurable to them and worth actually looking forward to and advocating for that. The person who wants sex more needs to learn that a no in sex is not a personal rejection, and they need to expand their horizons on how else they might get their sexual and emotional needs met than just by their partner. And I don't mean outside the relationship. This is about validating each other's needs and then working together to find a compromise, whether that's scheduling regular intimacy or experimenting with new activities or meeting with a therapist, seeking professional guidance, doing one of my courses. Okay, I'm about to drop some major knowledge about making sex more pleasurable, but if you're enjoying the video so far, give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. So, another incredibly common issue that most couples face in sex is mismatched enjoyment or desires. Often one partner likes sex more than the other partner or wants different things in sex. What you need to know is that desire for sex works like a reward system. If you're not being rewarded consistently from sex in a way that you actually value, desire will decline. The simplest fix for this is spending time experimenting and having fun with your partner to find out what types of activities bring you both pleasure. If you need inspo for this, I have a free likes and limits checklist that has over 500 playtime options you can explore with your partner. I'm going to link that in the description box below. You can grab it. It's completely free, and it's going to spark so much imagination and stuff that you can do together. So, another super common issue that couples face in sex is a lack of emotional intimacy. This most commonly shows up in man-woman relationships, in that the man feels very strongly that he needs sex to connect emotionally, and the woman needs emotional connection to feel open to sex. So which comes first? In long-term relationships, it has to be prioritizing emotional connection first, because what emotional intimacy does is relaxes our nervous systems around each other. When we're in a state of fight or flight or freeze, sex will never be enjoyable. When we're emotionally disconnected from our partners, our nervous systems are in one of those stress states. So in order for our bodies to feel safe enough for sex and have sex be truly connective and enjoyable, both bodies need to be in a regulated nervous system state. And this is what emotional intimacy creates. So, how do you build emotional intimacy? Through ritual. Create consistent times to connect with your partner, make them special, make them more important than anything else in your life. And it doesn't have to be sexual, it doesn't have to be physical affection. It looks different for everyone. But it could be things like a nightly foot rub, washing each other off at the end of the day, 3 questions that you ask at the end of the day, a 5-minute makeout session, dinner without your phones, a weekly date night, or just a hobby that you do together every Wednesday night. It's the consistency of making each other a priority, being vulnerable, and staying committed to those things for each other that matters over time. Remember, every single couple is unique, and what works for one pair may not work for another. The key is to stay committed, communicate openly, and continue to invest in your connection. If you found this video helpful and you're looking for more ways to solve your mismatched libidos, check out the video How to Solve Mismatched Libidos and dive deeper into the tools I have for helping couples with a desire discrepancy. That's all I've got for today, and I'll see you in the next one.